That was great. That was a good win for this Sixers team. Listen, you look at the Jazz, and they're coming off of their second worst loss in franchise history. They obviously have a good roster. They're a good team, a good playoff squad, and they come into the Wells Fargo Center, which was electric and filled with energy, by the way, and Jimmy Butler has an amazing debut at home and get the W for the Sixers. There was a big key moment for me late in this ball game, but we will see how this entire game played out as we win by 6. We win 113 to 107. Like I said, Jimmy Butler chants were amazing. I mean, at one point he came off of a nice little play and he drilled a 3 as the fans were cheering for him. From the get-go, from the opening ceremony to the starting lineup, the Wells Fargo Center had a playoff atmosphere, and it was just awesome to see. I'm sitting back relaxed, getting the goosebumps on my recliner, just looking at the flames come up while they're introducing all the players. So, in the first half, we started off on an insane run that was unrealistic to keep up, and I knew that. But it got ugly. The first half got ugly. At one point, we were up 16. We allowed them to make some runs here and there. It ended up being a 2-point game at halftime. But you had things in there like Markelle Fultz, and he was dribbling up the ball all lackadaisical. Donovan Mitchell, of all people, which is another storyline. Ben Simmons versus Donovan Mitchell, which I will get to later on. But he gets picked off. He puts it in. Then he's just dribbling the ball lackadaisical again. His body language is all slumped over. He's pissing me off a little bit. I think he had a horrendous game. He had that weird free throw thing. I mean, I don't know what's going on with him. I do not think he had a good game. There was maybe 1 or 2 energized plays, which is better than nothing. But, I mean, seriously, for what we drafted him for tonight, nah, it wasn't there for me. It wasn't there for me. So it's a 2-point game going into the half. In the third quarter, right, a couple seconds in, right in the beginning, Joel Embiid gets a horrendous 4th foul call on him, where Donovan Mitchell is clearly driving to the basket, extends his forearm, but they call the foul on Embiid, and that sends him to the bench. And we're playing with Muscala and Amir Johnson. And it killed mojo. It absolutely killed mojo. But that's why I kind of like this win. We had to play a whole third quarter without, I don't know, our best player. Or is Jimmy Butler our best player? So in the third quarter, J.J. Redick also gets a flagrant foul while he's trying to take a jumper. And he tries to kick his leg out. That's a typical thing to do. Maybe have someone run into it. He ends up kicking Ricky Rubio in the face, but that's not a flagrant. There was no intention of doing that. But he ends up missing the free throws, which is crazy because I thought this game was all over the place when it came to the free throw shooting. Ricky Rubio's what, a 90% free throw shooter, and he's sitting there missing? A lot of guys were missing the free throws. It was a weird, odd day at the stripe, without a doubt. So, we move on to the fourth, and with 6 minutes left, this game was close, and we're throwing up plays for Mike Muscala to hit threes. And, I like his role. I like when he's in there and he can hit it, but there's no reason to be drawing up plays down the stretch in the fourth quarter for Mike Muscala to hit a 3 off this weird play where he's running to get free and Ben Simmons lob passes it up to him. He bricks it. And I'm thinking, come on, Brett Brown, there's better than that. There's better than that. Even down the stretch, we keep trying these JJ dribble handoffs off the screens and everything. It's too predictable. We need to switch something up, especially when it comes down late. But here's the stretch for me. This is the stretch that I looked at and said, okay, that was where the game switched for me. So, Embiid gets a huge and one on Rudy Gobert. And they're yapping, they're jawing, they're getting into each other's face. Embiid's licking his chops a little bit, getting the energy in the building. He misses the free throw for the and one. But they get the rebound, and as they're dribbling up court, you have Embiid popping it free. He steals it, which leads to a Jimmy Butler jam. Let's go. But the Jazz respond. And Donovan Mitchell hits a 3. He was 0 for 8 at that point for the 3. So that made it 1 for 9. And I'll get to Donovan Mitchell after this. But then Embiid pops one. Pops a nice 3 to keep it tied. Ben Simmons And I'll get to him too. But Ben Simmons gets a clutch drive to the basket, puts it in, and he gets fouled. He didn't hit the free throw, but he puts us up 2. Jimmy Butler ends up getting a clutch play out of a beautiful executed inbound pass, slams it home, 4-point lead, and then Rudy Gobert tries to set a screen, set a pick, and Jimmy Butler runs hard into it, and he draws the offensive foul, and we win this basketball game. Oh, I forgot to mention, in there, Ben Simmons got picked off. Ricky Rubio puts up a layup for them to take a lead, but we still find a way to grind it out. That was a big moment, actually, because that brought him up 2 points when Ben Simmons had that turnover. Jimmy Butler were 28 and 7. The dude balled today. I mean, you can't draw it up better than that. If you're Jimmy Butler coming into this basketball game, that's what you thought it would be, if you could play it out in your mind. That's what you wanted. And he keeps talking about the mentality of the locker room. And he keeps talking about this team wants to win. They have that will. They want it that bad. I'm trying to get it out. They want it that bad. So let's turn to this storyline. Donovan Mitchell versus Ben Simmons. Through the entire game until 2 minutes left, Ben Simmons was 2 for 7 with 6 points. That pisses me off. Now, he had 2 buckets late, and that's great and dandy, and he finishes with 10, 8, and 8. But there's just no urgency. There's no urgency offensively. Why can't he do what he did late there all game long? I can't stand him running up, stopping, looking around. Like, have some initiative. Take it to the rim more. He ended up 4 of 9. And I'll counter with Donovan Mitchell, right? So he dropped over 30. He shot 13 of 35, 1 of 11 from 3. But you know what? I know that's a lot of shots. I'll take that. I'll take that over someone who just has nothing and no sense of urgency when it comes to offensive basketball. I mean, I don't get it. 2 of 7 with 6 points for 45 minutes of this basketball game, and you're Ben Simmons? Once again, that's laughable to me. Laughable. Ben Simmons had 6 points through 45 minutes of this game. Amir Johnson had 2 threes and 11 points. Amir Johnson almost doubled his total. Now, obviously, like I said, under 2 minutes, he had 2 baskets. But there's just no sense of urgency, and it's pissing me off. Pissing me off. But hey, we get a win. Embiid finished with 23 and 7. Obviously, the storyline is Jimmy Butler, and this is a good win. It's against a really good team, a great opponent. There was times down the stretch where it looked like it could get bad. We were down. We find a way. We rally the troops. We come together. Jimmy Butler's strong, and we win the basketball game. It's a good win. Without a doubt, it's a great win. So let me know what you think down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.